Okay, we are having a little energetic combo today, which I know you love and I love, so we're getting after it. I did an episode, I think it was the first one in 2026 on the year of the horse. So for like the Chinese New Year, the Chinese calendar, they have like an animal for each year, right? So last year was the year of the snake. This year is the year of the horse. And so there's like such a huge energetic shift happening. It was also like the ending of like a not like a life cycle, but I don't know how they explain it. Whatever. Go back to the episode that I talked about of like really what the energy shift means from year of the snake into the year of the horse. Really, it's like just in a nutshell, before you listen to this, you could understand this episode more. Year of the Snake was all about like shedding, right? Like getting rid of things that weren't serving you, more so of like behind the scenes work, like planting the seeds. And then the Year of the Horse, because you think of a snake, right? Low to the ground, their skin sheds. And then the horse energy coming up. And by the way, it's like their Chinese New Year starts February 17th. So it's coming up, which is why we're talking about it now. At the time of this recording, this might be like right around the actual change of it, which is going to be perfect timing for this. But the year of the horse is all about like momentum. Like you think about the horse running free, freedom, momentum, speed. Like it's such a different energy. It's pretty much like everything that you've been working towards, all the seeds that you've been planting, all the work that you've been doing is now going to like, you're going to see the fruits of your labor, right? So go back to the other episode I did on it though. I explain it more and it's really good. But this episode, we are talking about how we can prepare for the year of the horse because I've already started to feel the shift energetically for sure. It's February 5th, the time that I'm recording this episode, and the actual like change happens on February 17th. And again, the year of the horse energy, it's all about momentum, courage, freedom, forward motion, aligned action. So it's like less forcing, more trusting, like you know where to go, right? That's like the idea of it. And I am for sure feeling that shift already. Some of my girlfriends, my sister, things we're talking about it, like are feeling it too. And the more you tap into it, the more you're going to notice it. So it's also like, why not? Why not tap into it? Why not like use the knowledge we have about this to capitalize on it? It's like, we know energy exists. We know there's so much more to, we're literally made out of energy. So like, let's capitalize on this as much as we possibly can. And you probably are feeling the shift if you identify it, right? So like just notice if you are feeling a shift in maybe your momentum, your courage, your freedom, forward motion, and just like I don't want to say it's like an uplift, but it's a shift. It's a very noticeable feeling if you felt it. Also, though, you might be experiencing the opposite right now, right? Like before the actual shift happens, as it gets closer, you could really be feeling like um really emotional and like, oh, I'm still stuck in this, I'm still feeling this, da, da, da. It's like the last of the skin shedding, right? So like allow that to happen, let that skin shed, and then we're gonna move forward. Okay, so and this is how we're gonna help do that. So maybe you have been feeling really emotional lately. I know a lot of my clients definitely have. And so if you have been experiencing that, these like few steps we're going to go through, these practices are going to be really helpful for you in letting go of the year before and entering into the new year. I got this from ChatGPT, by the way. So I was like, all right, let me ask Chat, like, how can I support myself in best preparing for the year of the horse? Because I'm already feeling energetic shift. I might as well capitalize on it as best as I can. I'm all about that energy. I know you are too. So like, what are some ideas you got for me? So that's where this is coming from. Okay. Anyway, so the horse energy, it does not like carrying dead weight, right? A horse it wants to run free, it wants all that, it doesn't want dead weight. So before you call in the momentum for the year of the horse, we have to clear resistance. So a couple of prompts that you could do, whether you, and like, don't overthink this, just like whatever comes to mind, right? This is not something that you need to spend a lot of time on. You could write it down. You could think out the answer literally right now as we're doing this. You could talk about it with yourself in the shower, the partner, it doesn't matter, right? Just like write it out once, don't overthink it, move on, okay? I would love if you actually wrote it down though, because then you process things differently and then you can actually get rid of it, right? The idea is we want to release it. So when you write it down, you can then throw out, rip out, burn the paper after. So just 3 questions, 3 prompts. We'll put these in the show notes for you. 1, what feels heavy, obligatory, or draining right now? Should just be one thing. Don't overthink it, whatever first comes to your mind. Number 2, where am I forcing outcomes instead of trusting timing? Ooh, that's a good one. A lot of you. are probably going to answer fertility for that. Okay, third one. What am I doing out of fear rather than alignment? Okay, don't overthink it. Whatever comes to mind, there's no right, wrong, indifferent, doesn't matter. Okay, then after you write out the answer to this, tear up the paper, or safely burn it or whatever, and that is just a signal of completion. Like, okay, this is what I'm releasing. Okay, I don't want any more of this slowing me down. Okay, so that's part one of this. Step two is we're going to clear some physical space. Now, I know it's like spring cleaning is a huge thing around springtime. We're going to do that a little ahead of time. However, it does not have to be a whole full spring clean of your house. Like, that is so overwhelming. Just one space, one drawer, one shelf, one room, one bag, like just one thing to signal that, okay, we are clearing space so that more energy, more movement can come in, right? When we have physical clutter, that equates to stalled energy, right? So whatever is like the easiest thing for you to clear, but it's also going to be the biggest impact. So again, whether that's like your junk drawer or one, like your pocketbook, you're like, this shit is a fucking mess. A spot in your office. We all have our little nooks and crannies, okay? Your closet, whatever it is. Pick one small thing. It can even be like cleaning under your bed. I recently just did that. I got everything that was under my bed, got it out from under my bed. I had like storage things and stuff, moved it. So now there's nothing under there. I can easily clean under there, like cleaning under your couches, like just something. One thing you're going to clear out because horse year responds to movement and space, okay? And your physical clutter is equaling stalled energy. So as you're clearing it, right, as you're just like clearing out a drawer, this could literally take 2 minutes. You just have to clear or organize a drawer. And throw shit out. Like, we don't need it. It's like we have so much stuff that we're never going to go back to. So throw some stuff out. Anyway, as you clear it, I want you to just say to yourself, in your head or out loud, I release what no longer moves me forward. What a great mantra. I release what no longer moves me forward. Okay. That song I released by, I think it's by Shift to Abundance. I talked about it in another episode. That's a great song you can even listen to as you're doing this. I'll link it below. So I release what no longer moves me forward. Love. Okay. That's step two. Number one, you're writing down the answers to those 3 prompts. Number two, you're clearing one small physical space. That is it. Number three, nervous system reset. Okay. And this obviously, like, we're not going to reset our nervous system in one prompt, but one thing. It's just the way to signify it, right? It's the fact of like, I am honoring the shift in energy. Okay. So a horse moves fast, right? A horse runs fast, but only when it feels safe to do so, right? Same goes for your mind and for your body. We want our bodies to feel safe. So for just a few minutes, we want to just get our body in a like safe place. I would love for you to do this every day, right? But you can just do this when you're doing this one energetic practice, okay? You could put your hand on your chest. You could put it on your belly. You could, put them on your legs, wherever feels comfortable. Just slowly inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. I recently did a meditation on the podcast, like to prep for a journaling exercise. You could even just go do that. But it's really just getting yourself in a parasympathetic nervous system state, right? Rest and digest. You're regulating yourself, and then you're saying to yourself and to your body, it's safe to move forward. A lot of times we hold a lot of unsafety, like in our bodies from past traumas, current traumas, and that doesn't always mean like sexual abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, whatever. It can mean that for sure, but it also can be your fertility journey. Like your body could be scared to move forward, and that might sound like, of course I'm not scared to move forward. Of course I want to get pregnant. I don't mean you're scared to get pregnant, but you could be scared of whatever the journey is ahead, scared to get another negative or whatever it is, right? There's so much that's wrapped up into it. And you doing this, breathing and saying it's safe to move forward now, obviously that's not going to undo all the trauma and everything that you have endured. And all of a sudden you're not gonna be like, now I feel safe, right? Now I'm out of survival mode. But even if you just in that moment feel it, and we could come back to that moment as often as we can, and we could start having more safety in our body, that's going to be so huge. And there's so much that goes into that, right? Like so many things that may need to shift in your environment, in the way that you're doing things, and the people you're around, whatever. But the idea is for you to at least give yourself that moment of like, my underlying intention, my underlying desire is feeling safe to move forward. So even if when you say it to yourself, it's safe to move forward now, you don't feel like that, maybe shift the phrasing of my intention is that I feel safe to move forward. Just because you want to be able to believe whatever you're saying. Okay. So the idea is to create some safety within you in this moment so that we're like, okay, like I'm letting go of the resistance and I'm moving forward with safety. Okay. And that's the releasing. Now, when you're welcoming the horse energy in, you want to do this like right on or right after February 17th. Okay. So that was the clearing before. You want to ideally do what we just talked about, those steps before February 17th. And then on February 17th or like right after, choose like a word for the year, right? Like, a horse year favors clarity over complexity. So something that would like align with the horse year could be momentum, freedom, trust, expansion, devotion, courage, something that is in alignment with you and that feels right. Or it could be doesn't have to be those words, those are just some examples. Okay. And then you can think to yourself, like, say, I'm going to do like momentum, right? If I honored this word daily, what would change? How would I move through the world differently? How would I think differently? How would I be differently? What would I do differently if I honored momentum daily? If I honored freedom daily? If I honored trust? If I honored expansion, devotion, courage, whatever it is, right? If I honored this daily, what would change? Whoa, that's a good one. Okay, I'm going to put these in the show notes for you too. Okay, so let's choose a word. Okay, that's like on the 17th, on or after. And maybe you chose a word for this year already. You could use the same one if it feels good. You could shift it. You could add to it. Doesn't matter. Okay. The fifth thing is setting intentions around movement and not outcomes. So we could think like, okay, this is the year. I want to get pregnant. Obviously, yes, of course you do. Or I want a new job. I want to move. I want, to find a partner, whatever, right? I move toward what feels alive. I move toward what feels safe. I move towards what feels aligned. Instead of I want X result, which is so hard and dry, we want to emphasize the movement of it, not the outcome. So I move toward what feels alive. I take aligned action without abandoning myself. I allow progress over perfection, right? I focus on consistency, not perfection, right? Horse energy leans towards and rewards consistent steps, not control, right? So it's like trust is flow, trust isn't force, right? We want to flow more instead of forcing it and controlling everything. So focusing more on how can I be consistent without being perfect and without controlling the outcome. So I move toward what feels alive. I take aligned action without self-abandoning. I allow progress without perfection. Okay. Those are like this. So this year, we really want to focus on how we can reward and focus on the movement towards something, not just the outcome. Okay. Because first of all we have is the journey of it. And the goal is to feel our best as we're moving towards whatever we're moving towards anyway. Right? Because then whenever you get where you're going, if you felt shitty getting there, you're likely going to feel shitty when you get there. Right? So it's really so important to focus on how we feel on our journey towards somewhere, because that's likely how you're going to feel once you get there. Okay. And then the last step is like when, on February 17th, you're picking your word, you're setting the attentions around movement, not just the outcome. And then the last thing is lighting a candle, right? A non-toxic candle, please. Okay. Please. I love, oh my God, why can't I think of the name of it right now? It starts with an F. I'll think of it or I'll put it in the show notes. Okay. Light a candle, simple, doesn't have to be, just light it on February 17th or anytime that week. And just like sit there for a second. Maybe you're sipping your Miracle Worker magnesium. You're doing it at night. You got your blue light blockers on. You're chilling. And you say, I welcome forward motion that is aligned, supported, and sustainable. I trust my timing. I trust my body. I trust my path. And then you just chill, sip on your Miracle Worker magnesium, maybe read a book. This could be, again, 2 minutes, okay? And just let the candle burn for a little bit, and then that's it. And so really what we want to capitalize on this year, and how we can work with this horse energy all year, is saying yes faster to what feels right to us, saying no quicker to things that drain us and not feeling guilty about it, moving your body more intuitively instead of forcing your body to do things that doesn't feel good, or going places that you feel like you're forcing yourself to go to. Obviously, like, we have to go some places, you know what I mean? But stop waiting for certainty before taking the next step. Stop focusing on the outcome, focus on the movement. We really need to trust that resting is part of momentum. It's not the opposite. Okay. But without getting a twist of just like resting too much or getting into like a lazy zone. You know what I mean? But anyway, this year, big shifts are coming, and they are most supportive when you let go of control and micromanaging the how, and we let go of what's currently holding you back. So go back to the beginning. I'll put some of these prompts in the show notes. Let's go. Giddy up, motherfuckers. I'm ready for this horse energy. Let me know if you're feeling the shift. Let me know if you do this. You best believe I'm doing this. We're going to be away actually on the 17th. And I was texting my sister. I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm packing a candle because I need to do this on the 17th. Like, you bet your ass I'm going to be doing this, because why not? Why not? Okay, I love you. Thank you for sticking around for these episodes. I know you love this energy stuff just as much as I do. Let me know how it goes. I'll put everything we talked about in the show notes for you. Let's get that horse. I'm so excited for it, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being here. If you loved this episode and learned something valuable, please share it with a friend who you think would also love it, or post it on social media and tag me so I could personally say thank you for helping me spread this important message. I am beyond grateful to be here with you. So until next time, stay intentional, stay consistent, and always mind your hormones.